All right, good Wednesday morning. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrett. Of course, we are tracking Helene. It grew overnight. It'll continue to grow through the day today. It's approaching the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, and you can see it is a growing system. You can see it's very starting to look like a hurricane. It's almost there. It's not quite, but it's getting there. 65 miles per hour with the wind, so about 10 miles an hour below hurricane strength. Moving to the northwest at 9 miles an hour, so it's moving at a decent clip. It's going to work its way to the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be growing as it does so. The water temperatures there are extremely warm. The upper level conditions are basically perfect in the southern Gulf for development, so likely see this developing into a major hurricane as it crosses the Gulf. The only good thing here is that it will be moving along at a fairly good clip, so that'll help with the intensity, hopefully, just not giving it enough time to grow into the highest of the high end kind of hurricanes. But it's possible we could be looking once again at a major hurricane at landfall south of Tallahassee. The forecast cone has narrowed a bit, but it hasn't really changed very much. It's basically still centered on Tallahassee, and that's the region that we think is going to make landfall. Here's one of our models showing it developing and growing. It's not only going to be a very strong storm, it's going to be very large in size. So when a storm is large, it spreads its destruction in a wider, broader swath. For us, you can see we're staying out of most of the rain bands with this, which is very typical with a landfalling hurricane. If it lands this far east, we won't get a whole lot. Now, if it lands more over towards Apalachicola, we will get some more rain bands, particularly east of 65. So that'll be highly dependent on exactly where it makes landfall, whether or not we get any rain out of this. It goes that far to the east, like this model is showing, we won't get very much at all. And a lot of folks up around Atlanta, they may not be expecting this, but they're going to be getting flash flooding up there and around Atlanta from this storm. Thankfully, it will be moving fairly quickly, but it's going to have a lot of rain with it, and it's going to cause issues way inland. Here's the wind forecast. Look at this. Watch these winds picking up across the Big Bend region of Florida as they go into Thursday night. Look at Cedar Key, 127 mile per hour wind gusts there. And then it's going to make landfall around Steinhatchee, which is where the Dahlia made landfall last year, so almost the same exact spot. And you can see those winds over 100 miles an hour, 92 in Perry, Florida. And then it continues to work its way inland, and you can see these triple-digit wind speeds here from the storm. Check this one out. Madison, where the eye is there at this point, 34, while just down the road at Live Oak, 114 mile per hour winds. Here's that rainfall forecast. Flash flooding is likely in and around the Atlanta area especially. Could have major issues from this storm. For us today, things are pretty good. We're going to have a front kind of actually working its way on down. That should give us some rain later in the day. There's been a few sprinkles so far this morning in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa. There's just some sprinkles that don't really have anything to do with that storm that is well to the south. So we are going to be pretty quiet much of the day, but then some pop-up showers later in the afternoon. As that front gets closer, we'll have some scattered showers in and around the area Wednesday, here today, later in the afternoon and the evening. I think most of the afternoon should be pretty quiet. Temperatures will be up around 90 degrees, looking pretty good through most of the day today on your Wednesday. We do have a high rip current risk tomorrow and Friday. I'm particularly concerned about Friday because Friday will be a beautiful day. Folks might be getting out and about, but you want to stay out of the water. It will be very, very dangerous. Here's the long range forecast, and you can see we have the scattered showers. That's really about it for us. But notice the temperatures too, 91 today, but then dropping back off into the 80s for the next few days because of that front moving through. So that'll help us out. It'll also help keep Helene well off to our east, and we'll be looking at a really nice wrap to the week. And going into the weekend, we're going to be having beautiful weather down in our part of the Gulf Coast.